In this video, I'm making a 2x4 Santa and Mrs. Claus. For my Santa, my board is 14 inches long. I'm just taking my peach color here to paint the top part of the board where I want my Santa's face to be, and I'm painting the bottom part of the board bright red. I'm going to go all the way around with the bright red paint. And now I'm painting a popsicle stick with the same color that I used to paint his face with. Now I'm taking this red shirt and I'm going to cut 2 strips from the red shirt to make the sleeves for Santa Claus's coat. And I'm gluing the sides together of the strips that I cut, making sure that I leave the top and the bottom open so that I can thread the arms through. Now I'm going to turn the sleeves inside out, and I'll use my scissors to help me get all of the material through. Now I'm going to cut the popsicle stick in half. I'm going to put some hot glue on the end, and I'm going to wrap a pipe cleaner around the end part and just leave the rest of the pipe cleaner on there until I get it threaded through the shirt sleeve so that I know how long that I need it to be. Now I'm just threading the pipe cleaner through the shirt sleeve, and I'm going to put some hot glue on the popsicle stick on the inside so that it stays in place in the shirt sleeve. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other end, and then I just cut off the excess pipe cleaner. Now I'm using the faux snow blanket to put around the sleeves of Santa Claus's coat. Now I'm cutting a big triangle out of the same material, and I'm just gluing the sides of it together, turning it inside out, and using my scissors to poke out the top. And then I'm going to use some more of that faux snow blanket to make the pom-pom on the top of the hat. Now I'm going to glue the hat onto my board, but first I'm going to put some polyfill in the hat so that it has some fullness to it instead of just being floppy. Now I'm just gluing the hat onto the 2x4 all the way around. And now I'm going to use that faux snow blanket again to put the fur trim around the Santa Claus hat. Now I'm going to paint on Santa's eyes and mouth. I just use my finger there to mark where his nose is going to be. Now I'm using that faux snow blanket again to make the beard. I'm going to fold the material over so that the sides match. Then I lay it down, see where the mouth is, and cut that out, and then cut it to fit. And I'm going to double this up because, as you can see, it's a little thin. So I'm going to double it up. First, I'm making his mustache, and once again, I folded it over and cut it so that way both sides would match. I'm going to glue on this little holly berry for his nose. And now I'm going to add on the second layer of the beard so that it won't be see-through. Now I'm using that faux snow blanket to make the trim on his coat down the middle and then around where the bottom of the coat would be. Now I'm using a piece of black material around where I want his belt to be. And I just glue that around. And then I'm going to use a pipe cleaner. I'm using a silver one to create Santa Claus's belt buckle. This is going to be Santa's sack. I got this from Dollar General. I just dressed it up a little bit, added a sparkly snowflake. And now I'm gluing on the arms. Before I completely finish gluing on this arm, I'm going to determine where I want the sack to hang and all that. Now I'm going to glue on his second arm, and I'm going to make this arm so that he is waving. I think he is just so cute. Okay, now we're making Mrs. Claus. I already painted the board and made her arms. So now we're just going to start dressing her up. And this is a hat that I made from a shirt that I just had in my rag bag. This is the cuff from the shirt. It had some lace on it, and I just cut it in such a way and glued it so that I could turn it into a hat for her. And now I'm using a part that I cut off from the other sleeve to put around her neck, like the collar of her dress. This is another part that I cut from the shirt that had some of that lace on it that I was able to make into an apron. Now I'm gluing on Mrs. Claus's arms. And now I'm going to paint on her face. I'm going to paint on her eyes with black paint, and then I'm going to use red paint to make her mouth. And I'm also using a holly berry for her nose as well. Now I'm taking some baby pink paint, and I'm just going to use my finger to put that on her cheeks to make them look a little blushy. This is a cupcake tray that I made from a paint palette from Dollar Tree. I just painted the underside of the paint palette gray, and then I used spackle to swirl around inside of each of the holes in the paint palette to make it look like cupcakes. I put on some sprinkle and sprinkled on some glitter to dress up the tops of the cupcakes. And now I'm gluing reindeer moss around underneath her hat for her hair. I'm just going to give her a little trim there. There we go. What a cute little couple. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.